Good afternoon, and thank you for clicking in today on the ETBU Sportsnet. It's time now for another edition of ETBU Extra, broadcasting live from the Huffman Student Activities area on the campus of East Texas Baptist University. Hello, I'm Mike Midkiff. We'll talk Tiger sports today, Tiger football, Tiger volleyball, and we'll have a preview of the upcoming Tiger basketball season as the two head coaches of our programs here, Edsel Hamilton in his first year and Bert West, part of the show as well. Time now to welcome once back again the head coach of the Tigers, Joshua Eargle. This past Saturday, the Tigers went to Brownwood to play a conference game against Howard Payne, won 51-13. And Coach, we talked about this last week. You wanted to start off quick. I mean, how quick is this? First play from scrimmage, your running back, Kendall Robertson, goes 65 yards for a touchdown. That's a good way to start a ball game.
Oh, it's a great way to start a ball game. I think it's it was a big conference win for us. All conference games are huge, and really felt like that was the key for us is to get started quick for confidence and just to set the tempo for the whole day. A big road game with our first road game as far as conference goes, and a tough place to play. Brown was a tough place to play for the Tigers especially, and so I was really proud of the guys and how they responded.
Now, we've talked before how your offensive coordinator, Scotty Walden, scripts out possibly the first 5 plays of the ball game. After that first one for the touchdown, does he throw out the other 4?
Well, you need to run that one again. Well, I think, you know.
That is true. That is true. Well, let's talk about that game. A crucial win in the conference ending as you go 2-0. It was a ball game that you pretty much dominated. I mean, 24 points in the second quarter, 17 in the third quarter, and of course, that's because you had some players that stepped up to the plate. Talk about some of those players that, as a coaching staff, that you saw that, hey, had great performances.
Yeah, really proud of our offense breaking out. And we mentioned Kendall Robertson. He rushed for a lot of yards. Anytime he rushes in our backfield rush for a lot of yards, you got those guys up front. And that first play, they set it from tempo. That offensive line really got after it from the jump. And Howard Payne was doing a little something unconventional and the way they were trying to defend our offense and up front especially. And our guys did a good job of getting movement, which was hard to do against what they were doing. And so really proud of those guys up front. I thought Warburton did a great job of operating the offense and took what they gave him. Did a really good job of getting the ball in Kendall's and J-Mac's hands, and then we spread it out around those receivers. And we've talked about that the past couple of weeks. We need to get as many of our weapons with the ball in their hands as possible in space. And I thought we really did that and was happy to see, Richard Johnson go up and make a big-time catch. Ledette make some big-time catches in traffic. And then, Bates is always making his big grabs. But really proud of seeing those guys get going. So offensively, I was really pleased with just all the skill guys and then the offensive line leading the way.
Now, Coach, obviously, a great performance by your running back, Kendall Robertson, scores 4 touchdowns in the ballgame, 3 on the ground, 1 pass. And then with Ryan Travis scoring 15 points as your field goal kicker, it's obvious they're going to get the American Southwest Conference Player of the Week, and they did. And that's a good trophy to put in the trophy case, so to speak, for your team.
Right, it is. I mean, anytime you get recognized individuals, our teams, we accept that as a team award because it takes a lot of guys to make one play be successful. And anytime a young man's run for that many yards or is kicking those many field goals or that many touchbacks, it's the coverage units and it's protection on PAT field goal and our field goal units. And Ryan Travis and Kendall have been having great years, but it's a tribute to those guys that are all around them as well. And then Ryan Travis also got recognized with D3Football.com Team of the Week, and so that's the second time he's been on that. So it's just a tribute to all the young men down there in the field house.
Now Travis is going to be our guest here a little bit later on Talk of East Texas. That's on KMHT and Marshall on ETBU Extra.
Yeah.
He got a workout. He had 4 field goal attempts and made 3 of them. He was busy that day.
He was, and it really, he was 3 or 4, but the fourth one was kind of operational deal. It really wasn't his fault. He would have drilled it, and we feel confident anytime we call a field goal unit, it's going through and we're counting on 3 points or a PAT field goal. It should be 7. It should be our 7th point after a touchdown. So he's doing a great job. A sophomore, second-year student here at ETBU, right out of Jacksonville, Texas, here in East Texas. Just a tribute to an East Texas kid coming to an East Texas school and performing well on the national level.
As I looked over the defensive stats for that win over Howard Payne, 51-13, I noticed a lot of players got a lot of tackles. The team was led by Kenos Williams with 7 tackles, and Jeremiah Simpson, Sam Williams, Nick Gullickson, and Caleb Taylor all had 6 apiece. It's good to see that many people getting in there.
It is. We played a lot of guys on Saturday by design early, and that really helped us throughout the game. And then as the game started getting out of hand a little bit, of course, we started playing some younger guys even more. But the first one on there is Keons Williams. And Keons Williams, the last week at camp, suffered an injury. And we were nervous about how soon he could come back from that injury. And to his credit and to the good genetics the good Lord gave him, he healed pretty quick, and we're really proud of how his developed. So that was really his second game back in the lineup of getting any reps, and we're really proud of his development. And what a great young man from Center, Texas, another East Texas town. And Keon's a good football player, and he led our team on defense this week. And but you also saw Barry Jackson, corner for us, get his first interception. He's had a lot of hands-on balls. But finally got his. And then Jarrell Williams, same thing. He's had a lot of pass breakups this season, and he finally got one intercepted. And so those two guys got their first interception of the year.
Now, I saw something, you get excited during the game as I watch you on the sideline, but there's a play in the game that happened where the officials marked off the wrong yardage, and I saw you go down to the sideline and point. It starts right here at the 31. Kind of a little intense there, Coach.
Well, I mean, our officials in the ASC do a great job, and there was just a mix-up. He said it right. We just marked it off the wrong way and just wanted to make sure they understood where to start walking from.
I mean, Adam and I were surprised in the booth calling the game how there's marking coming off the wrong way, and then you get your opinion heard as I come back here and start here and go that way, the other way with it.
They had it under control. I just jumped. I got a little anxious right there, Mike. Just got a little anxious.
Well, it's good to see you and your whole coaching staff excited about coaching the Tigers as well as the players as well. I want to go back and talk about, since it was such a big spread there in the second half, you got to put in some people in normally get in the ball game. That's something you'd like to see because when that happens, you're ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Talk about some of the players that you got to come in and said, hey, glad that they were able to do that and really impressed us with their time on the field Saturday.
Well, the great thing about that is these young men are working so hard every day of the week, and those game reps are so valuable. And so when you get an opportunity to put a second or a third team guy or a younger guy in the game, it just those reps never leave them. Those are valuable reps that carry over to the rest of the year until next year, and when they're going to be starters. And I really thought that we got our backup units on both sides of the ball in, and that second offensive line came in and did a good job. We got a little bit deeper in our backfield. I always talk about how blessed we are in our backfield offensively, but you saw Dominic Haggerty get some carries from the backfield, not just as a kick returner. And you saw Delonzo Freeman come in there and drop a hammer and run really hard and do a really good job. And Taylor Thurwanger came back in there and was 4 for 4 and operated the offense very, very well. And so we were excited about that young. The future's bright. I mean, I think our assistant coach has been recruiting extremely well, and the talent is bright offensively. And then defensively, we were able to get our second-string linebackers, third-string linebackers in there on both sides. Roger Johnson came in and did a good job. Tremel Scott got a lot of reps at outside linebacker. He's been playing some inside sparingly, but we got him on the outside linebacker, and he came off the edge and did some really good things. Blake Watkins got in the game. Nathan Gullickson got in the game, did some good things. Andre Welch, him and Nathan and Andre are kind of our backups. They play a lot of special teams, but they play a lot of football also, and they were able to get more reps Saturday. And so I thought that we just those reps are so valuable, Mike, and it was great to see those guys get in there and have a blast and play so hard.
You're listening to ETBU Extra here this afternoon on the ETBU Sportsnet, visiting with the head football coach of the Tigers, Joshua Eargle. Coach, let's turn our attention to your opponent this Saturday, 6 p.m. at Ornelas. You play Belhaven University, the Blazers of Belhaven. They are a member of the American Southwest Conference now, but playing a provisional schedule that cannot compete for a conference championship yet. And, Coach, as I looked at the forecast today, the whole weekend says rain, rain, rain. And I hear coaches say to prepare for a rain game, you get the footballs out and you water them down. Do y'all do something like that, or just say, hey, we're just going to practice the way we normally do?
Well, we'll have our guys prepared for any conditions, but, a great coach in this game, he basically, to summarize one of his quotes in his weekly press conference, he said no outside circumstances affect the way great players play. And so if we're going to be mature competitors and we're going to be ultimate competitors, then it doesn't matter the opponent, it doesn't matter the stadium, it doesn't matter the rain. I mean, you can put that ball down the middle of I-20, let's go play.
That's right. Of course, your first year here, it's like we had rain
That's right.
that whole year. And,
That's right.
And some of those guys that you recruited are still here, obviously, and got to be a part of that. Well, let's talk about the Belhaven Blazers. It's homecoming week this year at ETBU. And at the high school level, I hear high school coaches say they don't like homecoming because of all the activities away from the game. In college, there are activities during the week for spirit and all. Is it affect much at the collegiate level, or these guys know, hey, it's business and let's play football?
Well, I think, any week there can be something that could be a distraction if you allow it to be. But, anytime you get a chance to celebrate East Texas Baptist University, we're going to take that opportunity. And so any event that gathers the student body and the faculty and alumni back on campus, we want to embrace that and we want to celebrate that. Our young men have been put in situations to where they had the opportunity to choose to be immature or to stay locked in on the game. And I'm really proud of this football team, the way they focused in and honed in on what's important. And when the ball's kicked off, they're ready to play. And so I have every expectation that we'll celebrate East Texas Baptist University. We'll enjoy the bonfire and the pep rally and great traditions of ETBU. And then come 6 o'clock Saturday night, rain or shine, we're going to be ready to play.
Let's talk about your opponent Saturday night. Belhaven University, the Blazers from Jackson, Mississippi. They're 1-6 on the year. Got their first victory last weekend, beating Warner University 42-33. You probably don't know much about this team, except you know a lot about their head coach, Hal Mummy.
Right. I mean, you get a team that's 0-6. They go into their last ball game. They're down by 10 going to halftime. They put in a guy, a quarterback that's been starting most of the majority of the year. He comes in those 4 touchdowns. They go walk away, win the ball game. That's the game right before us. That makes you a little nervous as a head coach, because they got a little momentum running and knowing about Hal Mummy, you know what type of system they're going to run. I mean, if he can snap the ball 100 times, he's going to throw it 99. And so we anticipate the ball be putting in the air, rain or shine, and they got a great system, and he's a great coach, and he's a legend in our game. He's left his fingerprint all over this football game, and so it's going to be a big challenge. Our guys aren't playing Hal Mummy; they're playing the players that play for Hal Mummy, and we just got to defend his system the best we can, and we got to run our system on offense the way that our guys know how, and it's going to be exciting. I tell you that. I mean, anytime you go against a Hal Mummy coach football team, don't go to the concession stand. Don't go to the restroom, because every special teams play, every offense, every defensive play, there's going to be excitement everywhere. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be phenomenal. So bring your raincoat and let's go have some fun.
Well, Coach, talk about the keys to the game for the Tigers to be successful Saturday night at Ornelas.
I think defensively, you don't stop their pass because they throw it so much. I think that you've got to control it and you've got to rally up and be sure tacklers, because you're going to be put in space. Just kind of like our offense tries to put their playmakers in space. That's the same philosophy. So we're going to have to tackle well and run to the football extremely well, a lot of reps on Saturday night. So our defense has got to be ready to do that. If you're seeing us, swarm tackle and keep it minimal gains, then I think we'll be successful on defense. Offensively, I think that last week was our formula was really, really good. But overall, I would love to start fast again. But overall, we just got to be balanced in what we do. They're going to bring the house every play. They're going to blitz every play. So we've got to be able to handle that blitz and that pressure and still be able to run the football and throw it when we need to. And so you're going to have the one-on-one matchups, but we've got to be able to run the football effectively and be a balanced offense. And then we got to dominate the kicking game. We can't go to sleep in any phase of the kicking game. I mean, there's going to be excitement. There's going to be fakes everywhere. The ball's going to be kicked at different places all over the field from them. It's just going to be an exciting football game where one play could be the difference.
Since they are a blitzing team, you spend a lot of time with the offensive linemen trying to pick that up as you run your scout team?
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Crimes does a great job of getting those guys ready to go each week, and our young men will be ready. It's maybe the 3rd game out of 7 where we're used to seeing people bring the house and blitz a lot. So they've handled that extremely well this year. And we've been able to be balanced in the games we won, and so that's the key for us this week offensively.
Because it's all hands on deck when it comes to the blitz.
Absolutely.
Everybody get somebody who's coming through to let him get in and stop the play. Well, Coach, best to you and your Tigers. Pleasure to talk with you again this week on ETBU Extra, and we hope to see you next Wednesday after a Tiger victory over Belhaven. Don't go away. Coming up next on ETBU Extra, we're going to talk with one of the Tiger football players. He's the field goal kicker, or the kicker, I should say, Ryan Travis from Jacksonville, Texas. That's next on ETBU Extra, live from the Huffman Student Activities area on the campus of ETBU.